Property and Finance Committee meeting to order. I'm Old Person Code, Chairman of the committee, and we'll just go around the room quick and introduce ourselves for our viewing audience at home.
Shane Blazer, committee member.
Herman Blevins, Chief of Police.
Cypher Mare.
Jake Catno, Alderperson, committee member.
Tim Storsey, Finance.
Sue Shell, City Attorney.
Ma'am?
Allison Lindsay, applicant for Henry Camp.
Brandon Abbott, owner of Peace Staff House.
Tom Real Alderman.
Mary Jo Carson, Rosemary Belize.
All right. Our first item for business is consider a request from the Wisconsin Rapids Police Department to apply for a grant that would transfer the remaining balance of the Legacy Detective Grant to the K-9 program. Chief?
Hi, guys. The Legacy Detective had resigned to pursue other opportunities, another job. The grant was fairly deep into the program, so we elected to not continue with that program because there wasn't enough time to train a new detective to have them be successful. I approached Legacy about what to do with the remaining money from the Legacy Detective program. During the conversation, he indicated that they would like the money to go back to the police department to the K-9 program. With that said, he asked us to apply for the grant for the remaining monies, which is $22,091.89 is the balance of the Legacy Detective grant, which would then be reallocated to the K-9 program for the second K-9 dog. And that's why I'm here, is to request permission to apply for that grant, just to reapply for the grant to Legacy for that money.
I think the program's a valued asset to the police department and to the city, and I'll move to approve.
Second. We have a motion and second. Is there any other further discussion?
Yeah, outside of just the second K-9, is there any other details on where the other 22 is going, just that program?
Just that program, but it just, all of it, 100% is going to go into that.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
I guess we did have a meeting internally to talk about sort of the long-term obligations of having a second K-9, since this is an additional scope into the PD program, and there weren't really any concerns that we had to talk through. I think if we had more questions than anything, then it would seem to be an appropriate request and reallocation of the legacy funds, since Legacy actually approached the chief about reallocating them for another PD purpose.
Okay. Any other further discussion? Motion is to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next item is consider a special event application and premise extension request from CC Steckpower LLC, doing business as Whiskey Rapids Saloon, located at 150 2nd Street North, for a bags tournament held on August 24th, 2019 from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. Start with you on that, Chief? Or?
I had discussion with other members of city staff on as far as lighting and security, which I was assured that it'll be provided after I made the request. So we, at the police department, we don't have an issue with this being granted, as long as those conditions are met, as far as the lighting and the security.
Alderperson Blazer?
Worthwhile cause, and I move to approve.
I'll second. Any further discussion?
Do you have any questions?
No, just it's shown that it's going to be the yellow map there, right? 'Cause there was a map that had yellow and green, I think. We want to see map, the area that's behind the vendor building rather than across the alley, right? I think. Just want to make sure that it was shown as that was the lot that it was going to be in.
So is it shown 147? Is that the color?
Yes, that's what I see.
That's yellow?
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
that should be the area.
Yep.
Which
She had presented two options.
147.
It's the yellow.
Yellow one? Yellow is what it'll be in the yellow. It'll be in the yellow, yeah.
Okay. Any other further discussion? Motion is to approve. Committee will vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 4 is consider a special event application and premise extension request from BC Enterprises LLC doing business as B's Tap House located at 140 East Grand Avenue for a never forgotten honor flight street dance held on September 6, 2019 from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Chief, I'll go to you with that one.
Again, we had some discussion about security and the fact that, you know, the PD can't provide the security just as a matter of routine. So if that were to be required, we'd have to come up with some kind of special, you know, price to pay for the overtime. I believe you're going to be providing your own security at this point, which is fine with us. We have no issues if that's what's being done.
I see the owner of B's Tap House is here, so Brandon, if you have anything you'd like to say to the committee?
We're trying to raise money. Our goal is to raise $70,000 in the near future. That's what it costs to send the plane to DC and back for one honor flight. And our goal is to send a check to the Never Forgotten Honor Flight at some point in the near future for that amount. We have already given them a check since we've been open in February for $1,500, which will send 3 vets on the flight in the next couple weeks. And after that initial push, our goal is now to raise $70,000, hoping that this will be one of our big pushes. We're thinking about doing a 5K run next spring as well. But security-wise, won't be an issue. We have plenty of staffing. I've been in contact with the streets department in regards to how many barricades we should have and snow fence to keep it all contained, and checkpoints for IDing. And we'll have a trailer inside the beer tent or inside the snow fenced area, and everything will be contained inside of there. As far as lighting goes, there are street lights that have to be put up yet. It is a little dark down there. If they are not done by then, I will take care of it myself and get some portable lights in there, so we have plenty of lighting. I have no objection to doing that myself. I have contacted all the neighbors in the area, and that was done 3 weeks ago, and then I also took them a map and a letter this week. Originally the movie theater was okay, and now they're concerned about the band having the noise outside the movie theater. I told him that we'd be neighborly together and we'd figure something out. He talked about moving the one movie out of that closest theater, but I've been in the theater before, and you can't hear the other theaters that are the movies that are going. So I personally don't think the sound is going to be an issue outside. The band will play from 7 until 10, and at 10 o'clock we are shut down. My goal and my plan is to have the street opened again before I leave that night. That way there's no issues. The trailer, as long as Sparhawk can get somebody to move it out of there, will be there to move it. If we cannot move the trailer Friday night, I will probably leave all the barricades and the snow fence up until Saturday morning, only because I don't want to cause confusion if we take the barricades out and then you have a trailer across the road. So that's a little yet unknown. However, it'll be taken care of on my end either Friday night or Saturday morning.
I believe Brandon's put a lot of thought into this and covered everything, so I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it. I think this is for a great cause. I love seeing the honor flights on the local news and what it means to those veterans. So.
Yeah.
We have a motion, second. Any further discussion? Tom?
Just comment, nothing amiss. I support it. Coming up to the corner like that, and the buildings are right up to the corner. As far as the barricades, basically be for traffic coming across the bridge, so going east. Will there be enough advance so that the traffic would be able to see the barricades, that the road isn't open? I mean,
Correct. You'll have a stop sign.
there's a stop sign, they have to stop anyway.
The barricade, the snow fence will come off of the northeast corner of the building, right there on the corner, and it will actually come out to the crosswalk and then go straight across. And you should be able to see it. We're also going to leave the crosswalks open, obviously, so people can use it, and all the sidewalks will still be usable as well. So the only area that will be actually, there was a map, I don't know if Jenny, yeah, so it's going to be the street only. The only sidewalk that's going to be closed is on the east side of the building that my business is in. all other sidewalks are accessible, to still be able to use the sidewalks.
And there's a chance that next intersection will be open by the time of your event.
That's what I'm hoping.
I think everyone's hoping for that at 4th.
They've been moving along really well with it, so.
Any other discussion, questions, or comments?
I noticed, I remember noticing, was there a suspension of the open container?
I think that is,
No, because he's extending the premises to
okay.
actually be that area, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good. All right, I'm 6%.
any other discussion? Hearing none, committee will vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Next item is to consider a temporary Class B beer and Class B wine license for Our Lady Queen of Heaven Parish, located at 750 10th Avenue South, for a church picnic held on August 25th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Shane?
Make a motion to approve.
I will second. Any discussion? Hearing none, committee will vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 6, consider for approval a Class B beer, or Class B liquor application and Class B beer license application for Lucky's on Second LLC, Lee Chipman, agent doing business as Lucky's on Second LLC, for the premises located at 126 Second Street North.
Which bar is that?
I guess,
Where the bottom's up.
Yeah, Lee-
Before that.
Big L's.
Big L's.
Oh, okay.
Lee Chipman contacted me on this, and for discussion's sake, number one, just so the public's clear on this is not going to be a gentleman's club. It can't be, because it's not zoned for that. That would require a special zoning to make it into that type of bar. Lee is hoping to kind of make this into what he shared with me is more like a door 212 type bar, and he wants to put a business in there that's going to be good for the downtown area and helpful, is what his thoughts were with me on it. And as far as I know, for the other businesses he's involved in, I haven't heard anything of the cops having to be going to his businesses on a regular basis for anything. Am I correct in that, Chief?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. We go there, it's like any other bar. We go there here and there. They're not any special problem, though.
So, I'd have no problem making a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, I just like, no, I think this is a great place if we're gonna give another liquor license out. I mean, this is where you would want it, downtown. That bar's been closed for a while. It'll be nice for patrons to have another place to go. The only question I would have is that after, if this goes through for approval, what do we have left?
I was gonna ask Jennifer that, but she's not here.
I had the same question for her too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought we were down to one, maybe after.
I mean, obviously, this one was surrender, was not used from when it was bottoms up, right? And then I think,
We've been at a point where we've had a waiting list here, so
Okay.
yeah.
it kind of ebbs and flows.
Yeah, we're just for informational purposes.
I'm pretty sure we had one, and so this might be the last one, and might be one additional one.
Question about the application, and just because this was shared with all of us at 4:30 on Friday, that he wanted to do this. Is it a reserve, or is it just a Class B beer and a Class B liquor? Because the reserve box is checked, or it's crossed out or something on this photocopy.
So it looks like it's crossed off, so it must be a regular.
I'm interpreting it as a regular, not a reserve.
We really didn't have that 10,000 there.
Okay, sure. All right, it was just hard to make that out.
That's a good question, though. I wonder what we do have for reserves and regulars.
Is it possible that the one from bottoms up is still being held as part of the business where it's bought and it's transferred?
That's what she said, should have been
No, it wouldn't,
surrendered.
yeah, it wouldn't have been surrendered. I'm just saying that then I don't think any additional one picked that one up from when they,
Okay,
Most everything's been removed out of that, so I'm quite surprised it's being converted back to a bar. Having toured it a couple months ago. But maybe he's got a good business plan and positioned well.
great. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 7 is consider for approval a taxi cab operator's license application for Alley Cab, doing business as Alley Cab, Allison Renzi, applicant. And the applicant's here tonight, so you want to say anything?
Well, I'm not, with the defunct status of Quick Cab and having a year as driving at night for Quick Cab, no single cab company can really handle the nights in Rapids by themselves, but, you know, and so I feel that another taxi company to take up the slack where Quick Cab used to fill and used to have a dominating role in would be beneficial.
Yeah, so I have taken Quick Cab before. Allie's been my driver several times. I think she's a great, responsible cab driver. And as I've said before, when cab companies apply, I'm all for the competition of more businesses and more cab companies in town as we see us evolve into things like Uber that haven't reached here yet. To have these services available, I think, are important and keep people from drinking and driving, or those who don't have vehicles, another way to get around. So I'll make a motion to approve the license.
I'll second it.
Motion second. Any- Tom?
Just a question, on the page where it says, the application, is it located in a commercially zoned area as required by ordinance? Then it says no, but has to have a home occupation permit. Is that there now?
It
Or do you have, or is that something you have?
It's my understanding that if I only have one vehicle at the moment, and that it's my understanding that as long as I only have one vehicle, I'm allowed to use my residence, since I have the permit to run a home office out of my residence. So should I be getting a second vehicle, which I hope to, then at that point I would be getting a office space somewhere to park the vehicles and run the company out of. Because, you know, I don't have space for 3 cabs in my driveway.
Is that a duplex unit?
Yeah, it is. It's a front and back. I have the back side of it, and someone else has the front side of it.
I went by just to see what it was, and it appeared like it was 2 units anyway, because with the garbage receptacles that were out there, that there had to be more than one. But, and I just had the question about the home, the occupancy permit, so.
Right, I think the original license application, and actually the ordinance does say that the taxi cab, that type of operation should be in a commercial zone so that the cabs can, you don't have cabs in residences. But our interpretation, and then even with the new zoning code now, would consider that use as a home occupation, and that's what we've done in the past with Quick Cab and All Aboard, or Gotta Go. I guess we've had quite a few. That as long as they're limited to it's one cab, it's someone that lives in the home that is operating the cab, that's basically a minor home occupation, and they're just going to permit through Community Development Department, and then that's okay. But like I said, it's limited to the one cab.
Just have a question out of curiosity. Is it just private pay, or are you going to take, was that an agency today that talks about the unmet demand that our shared ride taxi can meet for folks that have other subsidized transportation vouchers? Is there a desire to maybe grow into that?
I
Can I
was.
encourage you to grow into that?
I actually spoke to Lee briefly about it because I don't know, like the Safe Ride program, I argued with Wickersham several times about the benefit of having it because I'm a former truck driver. I believe in safety on the roadways. I've seen so many accidents on the side of the road that I'm very against drunk driving. And so I just want to have people have that option.
Okay.
And so I would want to join up in the Safe Ride program if possible, and any other programs. Wickersham had also canceled ripped up his contracts with people like Inclusa.
That's what I was speaking about, is
Yeah.
Inclusa in particular.
And the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can get back to driving some of those people around. I love those people. You know, I was very much against his ripping up of the contracts, and that same day where he said anybody who transports them is fired, I went and brought everybody home that he stranded anyway.
Any further requests to speak? Okay, we have a motion and second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 8 is audit of the bills.
No bills, correct?
Move this over. I'm still working on a report to generate on the new system.
I will make a motion to hold over the bills until those can be provided to the committee.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and second to hold over the bills until those can be provided. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 9 is beverage operator licenses.
I'll make a motion that we approve the licenses pending, see there's 2 with court fines outstanding, and I believe a couple of them were needed to provide reclass. I'll second that.
We have a motion and second to approve the applications except the ones that are noted. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And with the shit, how that works.
Ayes have it. Our next item is to set our...
Hold on.
Yeah, just a clarification on the motion. Are you approving the ones that don't have the completed or the fines that they're approved pending that they
Take care of those, yeah.
Is that okay? Just want to make sure.
And we need to set our next meeting date.
Next would be September 3rd, I believe.
I know that's going to come right on Labor Day weekend, so just want to pull up my calendar here if I can find it.
September 2nd is Labor Day.
Yeah, it's first day of school. I don't have a problem meeting that night. People are gonna be gone.
I wouldn't have an issue either.
All right.
The 3rd or the 10th.
Tim, you around?
Yeah. So we are going to go September 3rd, 2019. I apologize. I know at our last committee meeting, we set the time for 4:45, just so we have that extra 15-minute head start so we could try to finish up to get Public Works in here in a timely manner. I didn't catch that when the agenda came out, so that's on me, but do we want to go with 4:45 again, gentlemen?
Maybe we can take a look at the agenda, see if it's long, because we're done pretty quick now.
Okay.
No, you make the call maybe at that time. 15 minutes, my schedule doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could see us moving maybe more towards 4:45 as we push into fall and the budget season, because we're gonna have longer meetings, so. But I'm fine with either or for this next one.
Let's just go with 4:45.
Okay.
And then I'll try to jump out and catch it that time. So our next meeting will be September 3rd at 4:45 p.m.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second, we have a motion second to adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, committee will vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? and we stand adjourned at 5:25.